Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm if you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, it is
Yes, sir.
visible and you are able. We are
Thank
able to
you.
hear.
Thank you. So, yesterday what we discussed is we discussed about at the rate of outputs. Okay. What is the meaning of at the rate of output is when we have two components like component 1 and component 2 and have an event in component 1 that is going to have an impact on component 2. Whenever I do an event in component 1, that will have an impact in component 2. Then we will send the event from component 1 to component 2. That is at the rate of output, where event emitter is an interface which is going to emit an event. When event is performed in component 1, event emitter is going to transfer the event to component 2. Then I can write the code in component 2 when the same event is performed. So in our scenario, what exactly our discussion point was? In component 1, what is my component 1? Count component is a component 1. Details component is a component 2. Count component is a component 1. Details list component is component 2. I have an event in the count component, all male, female. I have an event in the count component that will have an impact on the list component. So what we have done here, we went to list component. In the list, we are in the count component where we added at the rate of output and the event emitter name, some name I have given, which is going to emit a string type. What is the string type here? Either all value or a male value or a female value. So when I am emitting event, whenever actual event, that is, whenever radio change is happening on the count component. So on radio button change on the count component, whenever this is happening, the respective on radio button change of the respective component is triggered. When the radio button is triggered or changed, that time it is going to make an event in the count component and which is going to emit the event here. This is going to typically emit the event here. That is a on radio button change over here. Okay. Now, how we bind it to here? Here we binded this to a whatever the event binding we have. In the event binding, we wrote this particular name. In the event binding, we wrote this particular name, whatever the event emitter name that we wrote. When this event is getting performed here, whenever emit is happening, and when the emit is happening, it is going to click this on employee radio change over here. Inside that on employee radio change, I am just printing whatever the radio button we clicked it. Okay. So that is what I explained so far. Now let me run the code over here, guys. Let me run the code over here. So localhost 4200. Now when I clicked mail, you saw that, right? I have an event in the count component, but function is executed in the details component, right? List component. Am I right, guys? Now we were able to achieve event binding with event emitter in the form of at the rate of output. Okay. Before I proceed further, as of now, any questions here so far? Anyone? Any questions so far, guys? Excellent. I hope everyone is comfortable. That's what I can think of. Right? Right. Now, what I need to do here, Here we have a special case over here. Now, I got the which value is selected. Either male value selected or a female value selected. Right, sir? Either male value or a female value or all value. Right? Based on this value, all male, female. Based on this value, I'm going to filter my code here. That is, in the while displaying the data itself, I need to filter the data, right? So already I'm having a for loop. On top of that, I want to write if loop. For one DOM element, I cannot write multiple conditions. Okay? First for loop. After that, if condition. If employee.gender is equal to selected value, if male is, then only male employee should come. So I need to write that case. So for that, what I'm going to do here, if at all, if I want to write a specific case for a one DOM element, if I want to write two conditions, two loops, then one DOM element, I cannot write two conditions here. That's why we need to add a specific case called as a ng container. We need to add a specific case called as a ng container. So what I'm going to do here, ng hyphen container, where I'm going to move this entire code to here. Okay. And this is table body, or else I can write here itself. Okay. So I moved my condition. And here I'm going to write here tr star ng if is equal to, what is my value here, guys? Selected radio button value is equal to emp.gender. My employee gender is matching, then only display that. If, for example, male, then only male will come, right? Female, only female will come, right? All will come, right? So just I am adding a case here. What I have done, sir, here so far, I added a code, ng container, which is two on a DOM element tr. I cannot write two conditions. For that, I wrote ng container. That will have a first condition. Second condition is this here. Okay. But here I have a male is capital, right, guys? Here. This is what I have, right? So in the count component dot HTML, I need to write male. It should match, right, guys? Isn't it? It should match, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
So now we'll see, guys, here. Hey, my entire data is gone. I select male. Only male are coming. Mr. Akash, Mr. Hemant, Mr. Farooq, Mr. Rakesh, Mr. Shankar, only male are coming. Female, only female also coming. Correct, right? Mrs. Pragati, Mrs. Jansi, Manisha. If I say reload employees, one more employee came, right? Lata. If I click on mail, Giri. Right? If I click all, I'm not getting data. Why? Sir, whatever the code I wrote, it's working, sir. No issues at all. Male is coming, female is coming, but all is not coming. Why?
Not
Exactly.
matching. Yeah.
Javed give correct answer. I like Javed. It's absolute. Because I don't have all gender, right? I'm comparing emp.gender. Sir, selected radio button is all, right, sir? All is the, do you have any gender called as all? That's why what I need to write here? I need to write one more case here. What is the case here? Or selected radio button value is equal to all. Even though all, even though male or female. This works for male or female. This works for all. Right, sir? Do you understand my logic here? This works for male or female. But I don't have a gender called as all, right? Directly, if all is there, directly display it. Now, you will see here. I saved it. Why it is not coming? All, maybe ALL. Employed at gender is all only, right, guys? Selected radio button value is equal to gender. Okay. Male, female, all. All are coming, right, guys? You're able to see that? Male, female, and all. But when a page is loaded, I'm not getting the data, right? By default, when the page is loaded, I'm not getting the data. When I select male, I'm getting. When I select female, I'm getting. When I select all, I'm getting. But on the page load, I'm not getting. Because I didn't initialize this value. That's why I told, right? When you practice this, then only you'll understand. I need to initialize this, right? All. By default, on the page load, we don't have any value, right? So now you see here, on a page load, are we getting the data? Male, female, all. Isn't it? All, male, female. And if you reload, 18, male 9, female 9, all. So this is how a best example in our Angular core, where you will cover maximum things on this example. I recommend everyone should practice each and every line. If you really taking this course on serious way, if you want to grow up in this technical career, when you have a passion, at the same time, you should have hard work. This is a very, very, very important example. All topics are covered in this example. Data binding is covered, right? Do you see data binding? Yes or no, guys? Input binding, event binding, click event, two-way data binding. Data binding is covered. After that, after data binding is over, we were able to see pipes. After that, output binding and input binding. So whatever so far I explained in Angular, all topics are covered in this example, guys. So as I gave an example for you guys, right? I gave an example for you guys, isn't it? You people remember, guys, I gave an example on this. You need to try that example. I am giving classwork. Only 4 people tried out of 123. Srinivas, Javed. Only these 4 guys. Good, very good. Out of 123, 4 people have a time. That's fine. I don't care. So I gave one more, right? I didn't give actually. I hope I give. Maybe I'll give right now. New assignment. Create 2 components. Product count component and product details component. Product count component structure is electric products 10, electronic products 10, grocery products 10, and I have a radio button with radio buttons, right? Product list component, we have product name, okay? Product name, inventory, quantity, price, discount, actual price, expiry date, and what else I can have? Product name, quantity, price, discount, actual price, expiry date, rating. Like product name, iPhone. I have 100 quantity, price 1 lakh, discount 10%, actual price is 90,000, expiry date next year, 5 rating. Electric products, TV, I have 50, 30,000, 5% is a discount, $28,500. For rating. Something like you need to display like this. To do's. First, you need to calculate actual price. Need to calculate actual price. How to calculate? Price minus price into discount. Second, expiry date should be number of days. Instead of year, we need to have number of days. Next. If we click on and have a refresh button here also, on refresh, load 3 products extra. Implement track by. All count, electric count, electronic and grocery. Count should go from list component to count component via input. Next. Event binding with custom event emitter having radio change, which should display either electric or electronic, etc. So these are the to-do items, guys. I'm giving due date till next Tuesday or next Wednesday. Lot of time in giving. At least this example, same sir, whatever I gave, same example, guys. You need to, in place of employee products, employee count, product count, employee list, product list, same example, guys. Will you able to do that, guys? Everyone got to know what exactly I need to do? What exactly you need to do, guys? Everyone is clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yep. At least I'm expecting, try now. Don't give 3 people or 4 people, guys. Okay? Please take this opportunity and try this, guys. Yeah, thank you. Right. Now, any other question, guys, before I go to the next topic on this employee details? It's a big topic. Lot of things are covered here.
Sir, without NG container, is it possible any other way?
Good question. Very, very good question. Without NG container, it is not possible, sir. It is not possible. Why? Because I need to write 2 loops. For loop and if condition, right? First, I need to iterate. On iteration, I need to filter. On one DOM element, I cannot write 2 things because it's a DOM operation. So what NG container is doing here, it separates the custom table tag. It separates a custom table tag. You see now. Table body. You're able to see here bindings. You're able to see trng content. NG content. You're able to see at runtime, this binding is going to happen. So without ng container, this cannot be done. There is no option at all. Understand?
So we have selected radio button value in TypeScript. Can we filter that one from employee object?
Okay. You will filter, sir. Okay. You can filter. What you can do here, I'm already write a code, right? Dot filter. I can do that.
Yeah.
But what I need here, I need to call that function on radio change with the filter logic, right?
Yes.
And anyhow, even you did filter, performance is impacted, right? Even though you filter, you need to iterate, right, guys? While iterating, instead of filter, I'll apply condition. Very simple, right? Rather than filter, again iterating, again doing.
Yeah, but that is also possible. But performance wise, this is good.
Yes. But that is all. What you will do with all then? Now we have all also, right?
Yes.
Can I filter with all? No, right?
No.
So two cases here. That's why better to have an ng container on client side. That is executed. Okay? Right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So any other question, guys? Before I proceed further?
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah, even if we want to place a switch case or any other condition on TD, like TR already has a ng if there are any other conditions, we cannot apply,
No, no, no.
right, sir?
Same DOM element, sir. I want write on one TR only. You can write TD any condition here, no issues at all. But for the same TD, you want to write two conditions, then it's not possible.
Okay.
You are
okay,
telling
got
that?
it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it right. It's a very good
Yeah,
question.
I
No,
thought like for TR and we have to place another
no. One DOM element. TR is one DOM element, TD is another DOM element.
yes, got it.
It's a very good question. Yeah.
So for any like there are 4 conditions if I want to apply, so I can apply for all the TD. It's not upon individual TD. I can apply the 4
Yeah,
conditions.
individual TD you can apply. Anything you can do. Yeah.
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I request everyone, guys. It's not looks to be it's I mean by seeing this, it's very simple. Correct, right? By seeing the execution, it will be very, very simple, guys. But while writing the code, you will see lot of mistakes. More mistakes you get it. More knowledge you'll get it. More mistakes you see, more knowledge you'll get it, guys. So don't worry if mistakes come because I'm sharing my code, right? You can cross check what code I've shared, what code you are writing. Definitely more and more errors you'll get it. More and more knowledge you'll get it. That is what I want to convey message. Okay? Right. So someone is asking a question. I didn't saw that.
It was resolved, sir.
Okay, what you have done, sir?
Simply go to ChatGPT and paste the URL.
Mm-hmm.
Some update condition.
Angular update. Angular update.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good question. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm about to. Yeah, right. So, guys, anyone having issues on execution, you can post in the Google Classroom because Ashok IT portal doesn't have this option. And anyone can reply also on that. For example, Krishna is posting and Jayant replied to it. So you can use this as a collaborative platform. That's why I always like Google Classroom, so that you have a good collaboration. Okay, but fine. That's now we'll go to next topic. Any other last reminder, guys? Any other questions before I go to next topic, guys? Okay. Perfect. Now, what I want to do is, next topic, I want to go with the directives here. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it. Now we'll go to the next topic, guys. That is directives, guys. Minimum 2 or 3 questions also will come from the directives, guys. Till now, whatever the topics I told, sir, what topics I told till now? Data binding, right, sir? First topic. After that, input. After that, pipes. Under pipes, default pipe, custom pipe. After that, track by. After that, output with event emitter. After that, event binding. After that, NG container. These are things we have discussed, right, sir? And along with that, if condition, for loop, all those things we discussed, right? Now, as of now, whatever I discussed here, minimum 3 to 4 questions minimum, sir. Minimum 3 to data binding, two-way data binding also we discussed, right? Two-way data binding also we discussed here, right? So, by default, I am going to discuss directives. From that topic also, we are going to get minimum of 2 things here. Minimum 2 questions will come here. So that is what I'm going to focus here. Okay? Right here. Directives. So this is what I'm writing here. So what is a directive? Sir, what is a pipe, sir? If you want to transform the data without changing the original data, we don't want to change the original data and we want to transform the data, then we'll go with pipe. Okay? If you want to manipulate the term, Angular provides directives for performing DOM manipulations. Angular provides directives for performing DOM manipulations. What is the meaning of DOM manipulation? means doing change on a DOM element, which I will explain. I'll explain that. Okay. Directives are mainly used for if you want to do any DOM manipulation, some activities on DOM element, that will go with the directives here. Okay. So here also there are two directives available, guys. In Angular, we have two types of directives. One is predefined directives, custom directives. Predefined directives as well as custom directives. So what exactly predefined means? Which are provided by the Angular, those are predefined. Which are provided by the developer, custom. Right? So directives which are given by Angular framework called as predefined directive. And the directives which are implemented by developer called as custom directives. Directives which are given by Angular framework, those called as a predefined directives, and the directives which are implemented by developer called as a custom directives. So you have a question, sir. What is DOM manipulation? You have a question. You cannot understand theoretically. You can only understand through practice. I mean, while write the code, you'll understand what exactly a DOM manipulation is. Understand? So just like I'm telling, sir, directives are mainly useful for performing DOM manipulations. Okay? Right. Now, predefined directives. Predefined directives classified into three types, guys. Predefined directives are classified into three types. One, structural directive. Structural directive. These directives starts with star. Structural directive starts with a star symbol. Structural directive starts with star symbol. Example, star ng if. We use it, right? We use star ng if, yes or no, guys? That's a directive, guys. Star ng if is a directive. What exactly star ng if is doing, sir? Whether is this TR has to come or not? Is this TR has to be rendered or not? Correct, right? If I want to display the TR or not in this case, whether I want to display a TD, TR, span tag or anything, if condition, that is star ng if, okay, that's a DOM manipulation. These directive used to render DOM element based on condition. If condition satisfies, then DOM element will be rendered. So star ngif is a directive used to render the DOM element based on a particular condition. If the condition satisfies, then DOM element will be rendered. Otherwise, DOM element will not be rendered. What is the DOM manipulation here? To render a DOM element yes or no. That is a DOM manipulation, right? Next, I can say this one. Star ng for. We have this also, right, guys? Star ng for. This is the directive used to iterate over collection of data. If I want to iterate over the collection of data, star ng for is going to useful. Which forms DOM, dynamic DOM. Which creates a dynamic DOM, complete TD, TRs. How many TRs? How many employees are there? How many products are there? That is star ng for. Understand? Sir, we already used that. But now I am referring that is a directive. Next. What is the other thing, guys?
Switch case.
Exactly. Exactly. ng switch case. This directive used for case statement over multiple options. Over multiple options. Which option the DOM should be displayed? The DOM should contain which option? That is switch case. So structural, it forms the structure of the DOM. If the TD should come, TR should come, do I need to display multiple TRs? Do I need to display a specific item? All these are typically a structural directives. All these directives start with a star symbol. That's a structural directive. One second, guys. Right. Now that is this one. After that, next one is Event-based directives. Event-based directive. The name itself is telling, right? This directive, all types of events. This directive handles all types of events like click event, change event, load event, etc. So, if you want to click something and you want to do something, right? Event binding. That is event-based directives. For example, I have submit. That is event-based directive. It submits the form. What exactly submitting means? Transfer HTML data into TypeScript. It transfers HTML data into TypeScript. Next, click event. Right? I'm sorry. Click, button is clicked. What action we need to perform? That's a click. Next. Change event, we saw, right? When drop down radio button changed, what business logic we need to perform? So that is a event-based directive culture. Structural directive as well as event-based directives. We use it, all these things we use it, sir. But we don't know that we are going to use here. Okay. Next one is third one. Attribute-based. Attribute-based directive. These will start with square symbol. These directives start with a square symbol, something like that, NG model. Is a two-way data binding, right, guys? Come on. Disabled. We saw that, right, guys? So these are attribute-based directives. Anything starts with a square bracket. Structural directives, event-based directives, attribute-based directives. These are the predefined directives. Apart from above, these are defined. Okay. Apart from above. Angular is giving some predefined interfaces for our custom directives. Sir, if I want to write custom directive to help our code, custom interfaces, some interfaces are given, predefined interfaces are given, which will help us to write some custom directive. Custom means what? We want to write our own directive, right? So what are those? First one, element ref. This directive is used to access any DOM element. If you want to access any DOM element on the TypeScript side, you can use element ref. Second one, renderer2. Advanced version of element ref. Some next version, advanced version of element ref. Third one, host binding. What is host binding is binding the DOM element based on event. Next, host listener. Listening to an event where we can apply the style. Using renderer 2. Element ref, renderer 2, host binding, and host listener. These are the predefined interfaces where we can use here. And finally, if you want to create our own directive, if you want to create our own directive, we can use the below syntax. Ng generate directive, directive name. Same ng generate pipe. Similar way. R ng gd directive name. Either of the syntax we can use it. Either this or this. So this is a, now tomorrow I am going to write custom directives. Tomorrow I am going to write custom directives here. With this, I am going to, little bit of boring tomorrow, sir. Little bit, but I will add some entertainment. I'll make sure that you will not get bored at all. Okay? Right. So let me share the code here. upload notes. Directives. Not directives. I have a code, right? Employee details, complete code. Right, sir? First I need to upload that code, right? EMP details, complete code. Let me upload this. And I will add one more directives. Directives running notes. Right. So I've shared directives running notes and employee details complete code. Tomorrow I will write a code on the directives. Okay. Sir, mostly, sir, tomorrow I may not have a class, sir. I may not, maybe I don't know, but I'll clearly update in the Google Classroom. Okay, sir? I'll clearly update in the Google Classroom. Okay, input and output notes also, right? Yeah. I think I wrote on that, right? On the same note I wrote actually. So you'll get it actually, Javed. Okay? Because I wrote inside that their employee details only. So you'll get it actually. Right. So tomorrow, please check my Google Classroom. I'll communicate here. You'll get automatic email. Little bit doubt, guys. I may have a conflict call tomorrow. Okay. But I'll update you 1 hour before, guys. At least half an hour before I'll update. Okay. Is that sounds good to everyone, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks everyone today. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.